These three mistakes are costing families thousands of dollars in the whole college recruiting process because you simply don't understand how to go about an evaluation event. So in this video, we're going to talk about those three mistakes. By the way, if you're already curious on who I am, my name is Evan Mendoza. I played 7 years of professional baseball between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres. I also spent 3 years at the D1 level at NC State University, and we've helped over 200 high school baseball players play at the next level. So if you're interested in working together, click the link down below in the description. So let's get into today's video. These three mistakes really when we're talking about an eval event, right? So at an evaluation event, it's like a camp, it's like a showcase. These are the times where you want to get evaluated from these college baseball coaches. So let's talk about these three mistakes because they are very prevalent from my perspective from having countless conversations with families. And these three mistakes are really the pre, the during, and the post event, right? So like this is the eval event, and we definitely want to be doing the right things when we show up to that specific event. But what are we supposed to be doing before? What are we supposed to be doing after? And all of this, I was going to say gray area, but really blue area, is a lot of question and curiosity, and there's a lot of noise on how to go about that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do in this video is kind of debunk some of the myths that I've heard as far as what to do pre, during, and post. So as far as pre-event, so first and foremost, think like months into the past. So basically, let's say just for easy numbers, Jan 1, there's an evaluation event that you're going to. Ideally in like September, I would say. This is really when this starts as far as the pre-work before the specific event. So let's say like in September, we're outreaching and we're emailing for the very first time, presenting ourselves in a professional manner to these college baseball coaches. So what we're doing is basically a thing called outreach. And in that outreach, we're presenting them the key metrics, where we're from, our positions, graduation year, etc. And we want to format that in a way that college baseball coaches appreciate and also scan, because these college baseball coaches receive thousands of emails probably every single week. I receive a couple hundreds every month, and I'm not even a college baseball coach. So some of you guys format it completely incorrectly. Some of you guys also just put like a huge blob of text. And I'm talking mostly to the parents right now. And I don't really read those. If anything, I skim. So it has to be formatted in a right way. Think, your past job resume has to be formatted in a way that makes you stand out from the rest of the candidates. So again, that outreach, it really needs a system behind it. So that way, what we really have is after the outreach is what we call a retargeting list. So think about basically a retargeting list is these are all the emails that we're sending out. What we really want are these red hot retargets, right? And these red hot retargets are the few that have actually engaged with our emails. And we need to be tracking our emails the same way that we track our batting average, right? So we usually know our batting average. We usually know our 60-yard dash and our exit velocity, our arm velocity, because these are metrics that showcase basically our improvements. Now, without, tracking any of those metrics, how are we going to say if we're improving in an area or not? So same thing with emails. We need our open rate. We need our click-through rate. We need our response rate. And if you don't know how to track those things, that's what I teach my students inside my Mendoza Baseball Academy. You can click the link down below to learn a little bit more about those 7 steps on how to properly reach out to these college baseball coaches. It's going to be very insightful. I would definitely recommend it if you're a parent or player in high school. But ultimately what we're doing with this retargeting list is basically it's a simplified list. It's a short list, the same way that these college coaches go to an evaluation event, and they're not going to evaluate all of these players. If you really think about it, you want to be on this short list. In the same way for these college coaches, we want to make sure that we're getting them on our short list, so that way we know who to retarget. Again, retargeting is after the initial outreach. So once we have this retargeting list, now what do we do? Now we're talking about like pre kind of 2.0. It's basically 1 to 3 days before the event, right? So 1 to 3 days before the event, we want to reach out to these college coaches to see if they're going to be in attendance. So basically, this is going to be another email because we already know that they've engaged with our emails with our tracking system. So now 1 to 3 days before a certain evaluation event, we can confirm their attendance. We can let them know basically what we're going to be wearing, jersey number, etc. If it's a tournament, what your game schedule looks like, what field you're going to be playing at, your jersey number, especially if you are on a team. Again, this is with a strategy behind it because now we actually know who has engaged with our emails in the past, and we want to only spend as much time with the people that have spent time with us, if that makes any sense. Now, we really want to transition into is during the event. So during the event, this is the easiest part, right? And I love, even though I remember Roger Clemens big leagued me once when I was a kid, but he did make a quote when he pitched, that was typically his easiest day as far as his workload. And we have to use that same mindset when we're emailing and outreaching to these college coaches. Like the day that you're going to the event should be the easiest. You're not emailing anyone. Ideally, all you need to be focusing on as a player is just performing. And that's, the simple way of going about it. We do want to show like that we are a professional and we are about to be a professional baseball player. Like that's the mindset that I always had at any perfect game event, a tournament, showcase, whatever the case may be, is like always, shoulders back, chin up, never really looking down, having fun, bouncing around. Of course, making sure that we know when to lock in and when to focus. We also don't want to like go up to a college coach and shake his hand as he's eating a cheeseburger or anything like that, right? So we want to showcase that professionalism and really just like perform. That's really what it comes down to. Just perform, showcase those metrics. Ideally, we want to make sure that we have at least one tool. It sounds so simple, but really we just need one tool to impress these college coaches. For me, like I was more of like a pitcher, so really like my velocity wasn't anything special. So that one tool was really like my pitchability, which I made a video on previously, but like it was my ability to basically just command all three of my pitches. My 60-yard dash was like a 7.4. That didn't turn heads. My exit velocity, we didn't track exit velocity. And I remember my batting practice at a perfect game showcase was nothing to write home about. My arm velocity was upper 80s, but again, there were so many other pitchers that threw harder than me where I was kind of in the middle of the pack. So we really would just want like that one tool. If your son runs very, very fast, that 60-yard dash should be in like the 6.5 range, which is very, very fast. As long as it's under 7, that's in the clear. If he has a really strong arm, that's that one tool that can get him noticed. I promise you guys, you sometimes only need one tool to get noticed. But that's the easy part as far as during the actual evaluation event. Now let's talk about post, because obviously we should have seen some of those coaches that we previously communicated with at the event, and some of them we might have already shook their hands. So as far as post evaluation event, this is where we can do another email kind of following up. Basically, we want to follow up with those coaches that have shown some interest, that have engaged. Maybe we did meet them, and ideally this again should be 1 to 2 days after the event. It should be fresh, new in their mind, so that way these college coaches know that we do not sleep around. That sounded bad, but we do not wait around. We don't sleep on the opportunity of knowing a college coach and really making sure that they know who we are and making sure that they are staying in the loop ultimately. So that's the way to go about the post side of things, is we want to make sure that we're following up with them. But again, since this person is already engaged with our initial email, engaged with maybe our secondary follow-up email, and then after the event, after shaking their hands, we sent another email. This is where, again, we want to, just like before, maybe this is 3 months past, we want to hit another retargeting list. Again, these are going to be the individuals, like I mentioned over here, that have shown already some interest into who we are. We're not going to send it to these people that never actually engaged with our email, because we want to save our time and be as strategic as possible. So afterwards, we want to send out more retargeting list. And what this is really showing is metrics, going up and to the right. We also want to share like schedules. We also want to talk about like summer ball, and basically the travel ball circuit, because that's very, very hectic. And especially around these events, that's where we kind of go back into step numero uno, which is like that pre-work on how to make sure that these college coaches stay engaged, maybe 1 to 3 days, again, before the evaluation event. So these are just some things that I hear countless times from families, from parents that have no clue really on how to go about the whole college recruiting process. And what I like to do in these videos is really just to kind of like dumb it down, visualize what's going on with these evaluation events, how to properly go about them, so that way you're making best first impression, because we only do get one first impression. And really, the first impression doesn't come from at the evaluation event. It comes from that first initial email. And that's the exact reason why I give out my free email template down below in the description on how to reach out to college baseball coaches the right way. So go grab that right now. And if you're interested in working one-on-one with me inside my one-on-one mentorship program, click the link down below again in this description to apply to work with me.